Well, it's Sunday. I think it's January 8th. It's cold out here. I thought I'd come outside though, and I just, the sun's nice. We've had some icing, we've had some snow, and it's a little bit warmer today. The wind, it's a little more brisk than usual. Well, it's always windy out here, but the past few days it hasn't been too windy. But today it's pretty windy, so that's what makes it a little rough to be outside. But you know what? I figured I'd come outside. Nobody's home today, and just got done talking to my buddy Mitch. He might be calling back for something. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about the crypto market right now. Now, I've been watching crypto, into crypto, out of crypto, just kind of, I didn't buy into it, buy into it. And look at this, mess, get my plugs ready so when he calls, I can put them in. So I may get interrupted. But, I first got into crypto or knew about crypto in 2013 and started looking at it. And bought a little bit, didn't have faith in it, got rid of it, and kind of played around and didn't pay too much attention to it, but it was always kind of at the outskirts of my radar. I figured it's a good time to come out and have a cigar. Can't smoke in the house, right? It stinks. So 2013, so I've kind of watched the Mt. Gox thing, where that thing crashed and that exchange crashed, and been through that. I've been through the 2017 cycle where everything ramped up. And so I've seen, the ups and downs. Now, people have been in it longer than I have even, but I've, this whole thing is an emotional market, and it's a market that's not going anywhere. When I say it's not going anywhere, I mean, it's not going away. And you've got institutional buyers now, you got big money now. You see Michael Saylor always coming out, hey, I bought more Bitcoin. You've got these people coming out saying that, yeah, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. All right, they want more Bitcoin. How are they going to get more Bitcoin when there's only 2 million left to be mined? Out of the 19, there's 21 million total, but 19 million have been mined out, and there's only 2 million more. They want to get their hands on it. And to mine that stuff, it's a big operation. I mean, you got to put a lot of money into it to have mining equipment and keep it updated. And, it's not easy. You got to have cheap energy, and, it's not easy to do. So the easiest thing to do is get a hold of the stuff that's already out there. But how do you do that when people don't sell? Well, you got to make them sell. You got to make them want to sell. And so when you have these moments, and I've seen it time and time again, Jamie Dimon spreading FUD. I mean, you have people who come out and say, oh, it's dead. Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, these big names that, oh, it's crap, Bitcoin's garbage, it's fake money, poison, rat poison. You have these people coming out saying that stuff, and it scares people who are in the market, and they think, oh my gosh, maybe this stuff, maybe it isn't going to last. Maybe it will go to zero. Maybe it's not a good investment. And all of us, we're just trying to scrape by. And the money and the energy that we put into it, we start thinking, maybe that wasn't a good idea. We can't have what we've worked for go to zero. And so people get scared. And that's the easiest way to get the Bitcoin in your pocket if you have big money, because they have unlimited amounts of money. They can borrow all they want at next to nothing. And that's what they do. Look at what Michael Saylor does. He goes out and borrows a bunch of money at 1% interest and buys Bitcoin. Doesn't cost him anything, he just makes the payments. But his Bitcoin keeps going up. So if these people want to get more Bitcoin, they got to scare you out of it. And that's all this is. They're going to scare you out of it. And as soon as you have maximum fear in the market and you've got all the weak minds have let go of their crypto, that thing's going to moonshot. And that's what always happens. It's going to pump up and you're going to say, sold it at the absolute worst time. You got to fight your emotions and fight that thought in your head that says, oh man, it could go to zero. I mean, I'm going to lose money. You can't think that way because Bitcoin's been around for 13 years now. Litecoin's been around for over 10 years now, uninterrupted. Nothing interrupts that network. It's solid payment rail. So whatever the price is in Federal Reserve notes, it really doesn't matter. It's about acquiring more. And when you see it cheap like this, and trust me, you beat yourself up. You see Litecoin go to 140 and you're like, yeah, I'm getting a deal. And then it goes to 130, then it drops to 125 and you think, the key is acquiring more. And I've talked about this before, getting more of that piece of the pie. There's only so much to go around. And these people know that. The people with the big money know that, and they know they can't just go out and buy it because they have to convince someone to sell it. And if you're not selling it, how are they going to get it? So the best thing to do to manipulate people and motivate people is use fear. And so when you see the Fed come out and say that, oh, we're going to raise interest rates, and everybody, oh my gosh, everything's going to get more expensive, and you know, well, yeah, if you're using debt, it'll get a little more expensive, but you're still at historical lows. We have basically free money. You know, these big institutions can get it for next to nothing, and then they can go buy real assets, and that's what they're doing. They're buying Bitcoin, and a lot of people are accumulating Litecoin too. Big things coming for Litecoin. Solid. So when I look at the price go down to $130, I think, man, where can I scrape up some Federal Reserve notes? Where can I get more of that pie? How can I get more of that thing there's only so much of it to go around? Just like they think. And I'm not going to be scared out of it. I've been through this. I know what this is all about. I'm not worried about it. It will go up in Federal Reserve notes when measured against them. Absolutely will. Always has done that. Won't stop doing that because they're going to continue to print money. And yes, we're going to raise interest rates and we're going to taper and we're going to do all these things. The thing is, they're still printing money. They're just going to print a little bit less. So they say, until a big event occurs and, oh my gosh, you know, we had no idea this was coming, like they always say. We had no idea planes would hit buildings, even though they've wargamed it. Evergrande, we never saw a situation like that. We had no idea it would ripple through the real estate markets of the world and ruin everything. Boy, we have to print money to come out of this. And that's what's going to happen. And they'll use whatever excuse they can. Evergrande's one of them. But I don't want my cigar going out. But you've got big players that want to get assets. And they want to get sound assets because they understand what those do for them long term. So crypto is one of those. Use this as an opportunity because they're buying it. Use this as your opportunity to get something on sale. Get something that, you know, again, 2017, December, I remember Litecoin going from under $100 to almost $400 in like 5 days. I mean, just boom. And you've seen other cryptos do that. But at the time, everybody wanted to get it then because they knew, oh my gosh, there's only so much to go around. And, you know, the price, I'm going to get locked out of it. I'm not going to be able to get any. So they didn't care at that point. They bought it at any price. They'd pay $400 for one Litecoin. Didn't care because they knew that they should have it. And you get complacent when the price is low. This is the time you should be acquiring it and accumulating it because you're never going to have an opportunity like this. I mean, you will have dips, but I mean, when it washes out like this and gets really low, could it go to $100? Yeah, it could go to $100. Doesn't matter. It'll be really quick. But if it goes to $100, you can take a $100 bill, a paper $100 bill, and get one full Litecoin. Again, there's only so much to go around. There's only 0.25 Litecoin for every person in the United States if all 84 million exist, and they don't. There's only 69 million, and a lot have been lost because I've given away a lot of Litecoin to people, gone to restaurants, tipped waitresses, and I guarantee it's lost because, you know, okay, you know, didn't get it, lost the phone, didn't keep the seed phrase. A lot of that Litecoin's gone. So there's going to be less than 84 million, but say there's 84 million, you've only got 0.25 Litecoin for each American. That's it. And when you get one Litecoin for $125, $130, $100 if you're lucky, then you're 4 times ahead. You are way above average. You have an asset that only so many people can get. And that means there's less to go around for everybody else. So it's very important at this time that even though, you know, like it's cold outside here, you know, my hands are getting numb. But I'm out here making a video. Why? Because you're crazy. Yeah, maybe. But, you know, you got to be a little bit crazy and you got to think outside the cage in order to get ahead. Because they want to put you in that cage and direct you and put you in that chute, put you in that line and tell you what to do. Don't listen to them. You know, when times get tough, when it's brutal, when it's rough, that's the time that you can flourish. That's the time that you can win. That's the time when you need to get out there and you need to take ownership and action and trust yourself and know that you're doing the right thing because you are doing the right thing because you know better than anybody else. So I don't want people to get upset and afraid. I know, you know, human emotion tells us, oh, you know, it's so frustrating. You know, I put all this energy into this and now it's going down. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because you're measuring it against a system that is flawed. You're measuring it in terms of Federal Reserve notes, which are not US dollars. They're not backed by anything except faith. And when people lose faith, which a lot of people around the world are losing faith in their governments, what are they going to turn to? They're going to turn to sound assets. They're going to want to use something that cannot be controlled by a government, that cannot be controlled by a central bank. They're going to want to use assets that are outside of that system, that they give power to, that they give their energy to, that work. Litecoin's worked for over 10 years. It's unstoppable. 365 days a year, 24/7. There's nothing that can stop it. It is money for the people. So I hope you don't get too frustrated and too upset. You shouldn't. Don't get too worried. You shouldn't. This is just a small pullback in the big scheme of things. Zoom out. Look at the chart from the long picture, the big picture, long ways away. And you will see that generational wealth can be created right now for you, your family, your children, your grandchildren. You can be a hero. It's right inside of yourself. You can do it. No stopping you. Believe in yourself. So, I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday. I just wanted to say that. And don't doubt yourselves. Never doubt yourselves. When it's on sale, when there's a blue light special, that's the time you want to be getting it. You don't want to be getting it at the peak when everybody else wants to get it. All right. Hope you have a wonderful Sunday. I love you all.